Welcome everyone to ACL Live. Michelle Thompson here with Bernie Neighbors. Bernie, how you
What?
doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing
Just
good.
just spent a little weekend in Atlanta with Johnsonville doing the SEC championship. So that was fun because all the chaos it created. I know you're not a football fan, so I won't even
What?
go down the road with you. College.
I
You're not a
love
big college.
football. I
You don't
just
love
don't.
college football though.
Okay, so to be clear, my college didn't have a football team, so
Yeah,
it's hard
mine
to get
barely
into
did.
football. You know?
Yeah, mine barely did. Actually, when I was there, Elon played at Burlington Cummings High School. We actually like now there's a stadium on campus, all this stuff. When I played there, they actually played at a high school. How bad is that?
Well, I didn't have one, so
Where'd you
I
go?
don't know.
Where'd you go?
I went I went to Cal State Long Beach.
What?
Um,
Cal State Long Beach. That sounds so. It just sounds so California. Like did
well, it is
everyone just
in
surf
California.
there? Did everyone just
It's
surf and
called
skate
the
there?
beach. Well, Huntington Beach, which is right where I lived, which is right next door. But Long
Yeah,
Beach, that's
Long
not
Beach
really
is
the.
rough, isn't it? It
Yeah,
sounds
like
fun, but isn't it kind of rough? Like
I liked the
popping off.
downtown area. We had fun. I never lived there, so I can't say. You know what I mean? I didn't never live there, but
Hold on.
I
Check this
always
out,
lived.
Michelle. Check this out.
Okay.
Look at Chris Kringle. Where's Chris Kringle right there? Look at him.
Okay.
He's chilling.
Uh-huh. He's chilling.
Dude,
So
I'm
you're
holidayed out. I just go on
so you're
borderline and
you're
talk about
just
how I hate holidays, and here we are. I got
you're
poinsettias,
really in the
Chris
Christmas
Kringle.
spirit. All right, guys. We're gonna do kind of a hodgepodgey show tonight. We are going to talk about the teams that played in this past Open in Virginia. So we're
Mhm.
going to recap that a little bit. We're going to get into the Australia Open just a little bit. We got under 50 players. I mean, obviously it's the first
Hold
time
on.
going there.
Hold on. 20-second timeout. How about Wally? How about Wally getting to fly out to Australia and
Yeah,
get
so
to
he was
enjoy
here. So
that?
he stayed here for a few days on his way to
Oh, did he really?
Australia.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, we had fun. You wait till you see this week's bagging and bragging. So Corey came and set up this whole thing like a table, and then it was me,
Uh,
Corey, and Wally to do our
See, I
episode.
wondered. I saw some of the stuff on socials, and I
Yeah.
saw y'all all hanging out. I was like, where are they? All right, I got it now. It all makes sense. It's all
Yep.
coming together. All right.
Yeah. Um, so they came here and they went and played cornhole Friday night. It was Corey, Wally, and Nick. I stayed home because our dog just had knee surgery, so I was, being her nurse. But
Mm.
they came home at like, I don't know, 1 a.m.
Well, that's
And
not
then
bad.
wait, no, it gets worse. So that woke me up because, like, they came home.
Sure.
Then, Bernie, they all got
Yes.
in the hot tub. Okay.
Oh my goodness. You got a
And
hot tub?
yeah, the hot tub
Oh my.
is outside of my bedroom window. And they were so loud.
So you
I
had
was up
three drunk guys at 1:30 in the morning in a hot tub right outside your. Yeah. That
until
did you not come
and
out and just scream at Nick and
oh,
like just tell him to,
I was if I wasn't like so tired, they kept me up till 3 o'clock in the morning. And
no way.
I was pissed. I
I
let
can't
them have
see
it.
you being okay with that, Michelle. I can't see like I could see you walking outside very quietly saying, "Nick, can I speak to you for a moment?" And
We need to talk.
can we talk for a second, Wally? You
I
just be
was
quiet.
I was rage texting, if that makes you feel any better. It just wasn't looking at his phone.
So were you dropping f bombs on the text? Like what the?
I was like, "You're so loud." I told Wally, in his defense, I couldn't hear Wally. I could just hear Corey and Nick. Like their
Corey
voices.
does talk loud.
Yeah, they talk so loud.
Well,
and then,
Nick
and then
talks loud too,
Nick talks
especially when
so
Nick's
loud.
had a couple drinks. Yeah,
Oh God,
it's
not a happy camper.
that's
Not
funny.
happy camper.
That's
and then
funny.
and then the next day, so Wally stayed at Corey's house that night. So they slept in till God knows when. Nick
Mhm.
proceeded to sleep in till 11. I'm like, oh, it's not like you don't have a dog and a kid and a wife. And here you are. Like, I had to wake up, take rum to jitsu, do all the things. He's just sleeping.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Item number 733 that wouldn't go over well here. But let's that I can't believe. And so Nick never had to pay for that at some point.
No, I just told him that night because like we actually got like a dog sitter so we could go out. And I was like, I'm drinking, you're driving. And he's like, okay. Okay.
That's not bad. Look, in the grand scheme of things, he got off easy because that's a little. You don't just roll in at 1:00 in the morning, be loud, wake up the kid, wake up the dog, wake up. I mean, that's kind of. And then, yeah, way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick doesn't care. Nick doesn't care. Nick doesn't care. Is he watching this right now, Nick? Nicholas Thompson, are you watching this right now?
Oh yeah, I won't say what he wrote because it's not PG, but it's in the comments if you want to check it out.
I've got to pull it up. I'm not even paying attention.
Okay. Let me tell you what let me finish telling everyone what we're doing. So we're going to talk about the Australia Open for a little bit. Like I said, under 50 players registered, so there's not a whole lot to cover. And obviously, Bernie and I are not familiar with the majority of them, but can't wait to see who they are. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to get into the teams preview for Open number 6, Myrtle Beach. So I see you saw the comment. So yes. Oh man, sleeping on the couch. He did sleep on the couch, Stephanie. And you know what? Thank God, because if he would have came in the room, it would have woken me up again.
Hold on. Was his sister around? Does his sister not have any sway with Nick at all? Does it?
That was a different Stephanie, but yeah, but his sister was not around. No.
Something tells me she has like sway over. Like if she said enough, it would like cut everything down. Is that not the case?
Well, he just needed any voice of reason. He needed anybody to be like, this is probably not a good idea.
And Corey's obviously not watching. I can't believe he's not jumping in there to defend or like
clearly not.
He's staying away.
He apologized. Yeah, he's like, I don't feel bad though because I never spend a lot of time with Nick one-on-one, and I had a really good time hanging out with him. I'm like, well. Great.
Yeah, good for you, man.
Yeah, good for you. All right, we're going to finish up with the 2 teams, or the 4 teams that are playing in Open number 6, Myrtle Beach. I can't believe that's coming up. Looking forward to that.
It's kind of crazy, actually. Yeah.
Kind of crazy, I know. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do the teams recap. So we'll be back with not as fun of stories as that, but more exciting stuff coming up right after this. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Wally joined the chat. Did you see?
Hold on. Nicholas, I want you to know Julie's got your back on this. She said it's a one-time thing. Wally's going to Australia. You got to let it go. It's a good time. She's got your back. She's saying Michelle's way off base. She's yelling at me right now.
I really, I wasn't real. I truly wasn't. I actually wasn't that bad. I mean, he never does that. So it is what it is. I'm
Yeah.
glad they had fun at my
Yeah,
expense.
that's a good time. No, I completely misrepresented Julie there.
Oh, I
She's
know you
literally
did.
5 feet away from me behind the ring light. Just
Wally said he doesn't remember this happening.
oh,
Okay.
Wally doesn't remember it.
Oh, I
That's
didn't even tell you
classic.
what I woke up. So the next day, Rome and I go get in the hot tub. There is beer cans all around the backyard. I mean, there's like socks. I'm like, all right, this
So
was.
no one told them that heavy drinking and getting in a hot tub is a terrible idea. By the way,
Or
it is
they
a
didn't care.
terrible idea. Like
We don't
you get
know.
crampy, like all the salt that comes out of your body when you do like is so bad. Anyway,
Yes.
not that I've ever done it.
Yeah, Bernie's never done that. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start with the Carolina Coasters versus the Virginia Cutters.
Hmm.
This was I mean, was it a surprise? I don't know. If going
Can we
into it
talk
was,
about it? I want to talk about it.
yeah, so I'm
Look
saying,
if
so
I
would you
look.
have expected the Cutters to win this?
I've been a Carolina Coasters guy. Look, I'm from
I
Charlotte
know.
originally. I'm a Carolina guy. I'm looking at some of those guys. I mean, obviously Berkeley Pear, Trevor Brooks doing what they do, right? But
Yeah.
hey, Jamie Graham, Frank Modlin, Eric Davis, Chad Hunt, got to get better. Got to do better. I mean, I'm if you're the Carolina Coasters, you walk into that tournament. If you lose one of those games, you think it might be the middle game that they won
Yeah,
handily,
exactly.
right? Right?
Exactly.
If you lose, the fact that they lost the other two, look, that is not a knock on Landon Bass, Justin Stranger. That is not a knock in any way on Travis and Leston at all. However, if you're the Coasters, I think you got to be looking in the mirror a little bit right now. Like, I mean, because that's the only people that are blamed are the ones in the mirror,
Yeah,
right? I mean, like
it was an
that's
odd. And then, Pear and Brooks beat Gore and
that's
Dingus 18-9. I mean,
that's what
that
they
wasn't.
do. Look,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best pairs. And like now, granted, I'm sure someone could give me stats on how they played together last season. Blah blah blah. I'm all about Berkeley and
Well,
Trevor playing together. They
you
play
you
well
missed
together. They always have.
you missed doubles, right? You said you didn't get to catch a lot of it. So
Yeah, I didn't,
so
unfortunately.
Trevor Brooks had a poor performance with Berkeley
Mm,
Pear in doubles,
really?
and Pear was not afraid to show his feelings about that. So
Well, that's one of the things I like about him.
yeah,
I mean, like, look, that pairing has no qualms because they respect each other enough. They'll let each other have it. When they're not
yeah.
playing well, they're both going to tell each other, like, "Man, you got to play better." And I love that about Berkeley. Like I mean, anyway. I just think looking at this, well, then that's funny. If they played poorly all weekend, then this whole thing is upside down, right?
Yeah, well, I can't say all weekend. It's just the one on the live stream is the only one I saw. And where Trevor does not play the way he normally plays. I think he shot like in a 6 PPR or something. Like he threw a 0 one round. A 0.
Now, come on, now
Yeah.
that's Bernie Neighbors territory right there. That is not good enough.
Right. So that yeah, so I don't know if that was true of the rest of their games. That's the only one that I saw. But they did it in the team's event when they really needed that win. But the rest of the team, yeah, Jamie Graham, Frank Mullen, it was 8-7, right? So it's not like it was a blowout. We're talking about
Mhm.
a point. It's round
That's true.
limited.
That's true. It's round limited. That could have been, yeah.
And,
That's
and
true.
then with the other one with Graven Allen and Davis and Hunt,
Same.
we're talking 14-12. So that
Same.
came down to,
A bag, right?
yeah,
A bag,
a last
basically.
round kind of situation. But
Yeah, that's a good
still
point.
surprising. So, good for the Cutters. You're going to hear Trey mentioned when he does his top 10 teams on around
Uh-oh.
the ACL tomorrow. You might be surprised with that top 10. And it was due to this kind of showing. So definitely interesting. Now, not so surprising, however, the Florida
Yeah.
Freeze
Uh-oh.
3-0 on
Yeah.
the Georgia Sliders.
This just in. Florida
Yeah.
Freeze are still really good. However, look at that first game. Now, look,
Yeah.
Alan Rawls, especially in the open season, is still Alan Rawls. Right? He just finds a way to be dominant early in the season. Chris Kingsbury, a hot Chris Kingsbury is as good as it gets. But Ryan Smith, Noah Wooten, especially in round limit. Now, once again, it's a 1-point game in round limit.
1
That's one
point.
bag.
Mhm.
It's one bag, right? And that's brutal.
Tough.
But can I send a shout out real quick?
Am I supposed to give you permission? Yes, you can.
Yes. Okay. So in Atlanta, we had 2 pros with us, and I got to give them a shout. Curtis Haddix, the man, so good all weekend, and then Gina Ramirez.
Nice.
We had such a good time. They were so good because that's tough. It's 8 hours a day, and you're trying, these are random, these are strangers just coming up that don't play cornhole, that don't really get the lifestyle. They don't get the world, right? And they're coming up and they were so good. So I apologize. I had to send a shout out. I should have done it as soon as we came on, but I had to send a
No,
shout out
it's
because
good.
they were
I
so awesome.
love it. Brandon updated the what happened in the game there. Down 6-11, and Alan Rawls hits a nasty airmail drag for 6 points.
Wow.
Yeah, how's that for painful?
That is painful. How about that second game, though? What's up with the 18-4?
So that was definitely on Cobb's side. Cameron was throwing really well. We talk about the fact that she's pregnant, and it is not slowing her down. And actually, my friend was over and saw it, and she was like, "Oh my God, I was not even moving at that point of my pregnancy. Like, let alone."
Can we give the pregnant girls just a huge shout how well they're playing so deep into their pregnancies? Now, granted, it's not like they're having to sprint during their pregnancy, but seriously.
Oh yeah, bending over though. Bending over is rough.
I mean, I can't even imagine. I can't bend over at all. I can't get bags out of a hole. That's one of the reasons I don't play. I would need one of those little grabber things. I can't get down there.
Right. But then the last one, Fisher and Clemmer and Holland 10-9, right? So,
once again, I know it's one bag, but if you're Duncan Clemmer, Josh Holland, come on now,
you got to win that.
I mean, and once again, it's not an insult to Chad or PJ, but if you're Duncan and Josh, I mean, you're prohibitive favorites in that match, right? Am I wrong there?
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, I think that's a total upset, and, congrats to Fisher and Knott. I mean, what a great performance for their team. They've got to be happy with themselves. And like we said, 1 point, this is not a blowout type of situation, but they got the win, and that gets you a lot more confident, right, going into the rest of the season.
And I can hear Noah Wooten, if he's watching right now, he's talking about, we lost 3-0, but we're 2 bags, literally only 2 bags away from being 2-1.
Right.
2 bags. 2 bags from 2-1 and feeling good about yourself.
Limited. That's the way
that's the beauty of it. But that's why you got to be so focused the entire time. And look, that's so brutal. It's brutal. It is brutal. It's 2 bags. 2 bags in 2 matches. 1 bag in each match, and you're 2-1.
Yep.
And you're feeling good about yourself. That's brutal. That's brutal.
It is. And that's what the shootout pros know. Now, obviously, everybody gets to play in shootouts, not just the we have the under 18 playing this now, and then we have elite players who are qualifying. So they're all going to learn the pain of the round limited format.
Yes, they are.
But it's, and then there's those that excel, and that's why we, the Ryan Smith and Noah Wooten game, and
that's why it's so surprising.
Yeah,
I mean, Ryan Smith is kind of a round limited expert, really. I mean, he's always excelled in round limit. So I wish I could have seen the matches. That's what's a little bit upsetting, being in Atlanta and having to go through all that. I didn't see any of it. Fred, big shout out to Fred. Fred did have it on his computer off to the side, but I'm, me, I'm running around, running my mouth. I'm on a microphone. There's 40,000 people walking around. Game day is on one end. What's his name? God, my brain doesn't work in it. Hootie and the Blowfish, lead singer, country singer now. Darius Rucker. Darius Rucker had a free concert. Free concert at noon on the other end of where we were. So there was all this stuff going on. Yeah. And, I'm running my mouth trying to get people to come over and eat Johnsonville brats, right? Like it was just, then Fred's back there. Fred's back there on his computer.
Eat Johnsonville brats? That seems like an easy task.
Free brats and sausages.
Free brats. Let's go.
For a whole weekend. Yeah, man. It was a good time. Shout out to Fiona Red Hair. What's up, Johnsonville? They made it happen. It was a good time. Anyway, I digress.
Awesome. Yeah, no. So it was cool. It's cool to see the first kind of kickoff of the teams event at the Opens. We're going to take a break. We're going to talk about Australia. And then after that break, we'll get into Myrtle Beach and the previewing that. We don't have the lineups yet, so we're just going to have to kind of guess on what we think might happen or what could happen, kind of look at the teams as a whole. But we'll get into it right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is time to talk about the Australia Open, where Wally told us in the chat that he just got there, and he said it's 11 a.m. It's
Yeah,
11 a.m., but
tomorrow. Yeah,
tomorrow.
he's ahead of us.
I think he literally missed a day of life.
He literally did. He literally missed a day. How crazy is that? Let's not even talk about the fact that Wally just missed an entire day of life.
Doesn't exist. Yeah, just didn't happen. Monday didn't happen. So weird. Oh man, I can't wait to
By
hear
the way,
about it.
how awesome is that? I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I had my one chance to go to Europe, 2 years ago or last year? I got COVID 5 days before, and it's
that was the
been
one.
held against. It's been held against me ever since.
Wasn't that when Stacy did it? Hot damn, we're at
Yeah. When they were in the Netherlands, I was supposed to go. I tested positive 5 days before I'm supposed to get on a plane. It was like I can't believe this is happening. Yeah,
I remember that. Oh, poor
so
Bernie.
brutal. I know.
Yeah.
Womp, womp,
womp. I will say though that I don't envy the flight over there, and I don't envy the fact that he's going to be live streaming in the middle of the night our time.
Well, but it's Australia, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what a cool opportunity. However, Wally, the 10 deadliest snakes and the 10 deadliest spiders exist right where you are right now.
Okay, I'm out.
So stay inside. Stay inside.
All right, let's talk about some of the notable players heading to Australia. Obviously, we have Tony Smith and Mark Richards that are going to be heading out there. They're playing with, I believe, people they got teamed up with from a lucky bag raffle type situation.
So cool.
But Tony Smith's partner is an elite player, so you got to say they're the favorites there.
Sure.
Tony Smith, number one player in the world, gets at least an elite player. I don't know much about the player that Mark Richards is playing with, but in addition to them, we have Bobby Sperry, who has done well in the international.
How about Canada? Canada holding it down, going to Australia. Yeah.
Yep, and Sean Farrell. So those are some of the pros that are going to be heading out to Australia, or already have, as well as Tornado. And yeah,
you know why, right? Like Tornado is out there just so he can call matches from the side. Just so he can be behind on his phone. He's like, that's right, folks, coming to you live from Australia. He's going to go through the whole thing in Australia. That's awesome.
They're living a cool life, right? Like him and Carrie. Like, what?
That's so fun, man. That is so cool.
I think it's so awesome. And
by the way, it's summer there.
I know. Well, this is actually one of the things that
we're going into spring, summer. Yeah.
Yeah, we recorded Baggin' and Braggin' yesterday, so you'll hear it, that coming this week. But we talked about the fact, what do you think about Christmas, in the quote unquote summer? I mean, it's not 90s, it's like 70s. And I said,
depends where you are. But yeah.
Well, we're where this is. I looked at the weather. It's in like the 70s. And so we were talking about how you feel about that. And personally, I was like, well, I grew up in Los Angeles, and that is what Christmas was. It was in the 70s. So I'm very
all right. Since you brought it up, I'm bitter. So bitter about, you can say global warming doesn't exist. I grew up in North Carolina. I've spent my entire life from North Carolina South living. It's different now. We used to have 4 seasons. Christmas could be super cold. I've never seen a white Christmas. I will say that I've never seen snow on Christmas. 53 years old, never happened.
Huh.
That being said, I've seen Christmas when it was 10 degrees, but I've also seen Christmas when it was 75. But that's the Carolinas. You're kind of always, but it's so warm. It's warm right now. It's been warm the last 2 days. Yeah, it's been like 70 degrees, 75.
Oh, you're deterring me from wanting to live there because I don't want that.
Wow, it's where do you want to live in the Carolinas?
Well, I'm pretty open to the mountains.
Do you want to stay by the water, or do you want to be near the mountains? Because they're not that far from each other.
I could do either. Yeah, I could do either. I could do mountains.
Charlotte, that's the beauty of Charlotte, and it's a decent sized city. You're an hour and a half from the mountains. You're 3 hours from the beach. That's kind of its beauty. But yeah, can I see a white Christmas? Do I have to really travel to see a white Christmas?
Yeah, when we lived in Paradise, it was about 1,700 elevation. So we would get a dusting of snow. It wasn't ever a lot, but we would have sometimes white Christmases. And I miss that, being now in the valley of that area. But I love it.
I'm jealous, man. Yeah, I'm jealous of that.
I'm not into the hot Christmas situation.
Well, what I will tell you is you'll save an enormous amount of money on taxes. However, you're not going to have I mean, all right. So the mountains in North Carolina might get to 6,000 feet,
Yeah,
maybe, and you're at the
that's
top,
ideal.
top,
Yeah,
top, right? So you're not going to see that, but the beaches are right there, and it's hot water. It's not cold water.
yeah, that's
So
nice.
you might like that because the beaches will be always the water is almost always swimmable on the East Coast because the Gulf Stream's right there.
Speaking of beaches in Australia, have
Oh,
you or will you have Vegemite?
oh, Wally has to try it. Wally won't like it at all. I guarantee it.
Okay,
Because
and you
I have friends that have tried it. I have friends that lived over there, and they said it was the most disgusting thing they've ever put in their mouth. But seriously, it's
Sounds
like just like
disgusting.
awful. It's like awful black jam that tastes like just awful dirt.
Can I have some dirt on my bread?
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, but like, remember Madden? Madden loves that stuff. Madden's,
Yeah.
he's got dual citizenship. He's like, yeah, man, you got to have Vegemite. Everyone likes it. It's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it because he brought some one time, and it literally tastes like.
So you
Well,
tried
I
it.
won't say what it tastes. Yeah, I tried it. I tried what he brought. I don't know if that's like the real deal stuff,
Okay.
but yeah, it's super bad. It's not.
It's
It's not
super
something you'd ever want to ingest ever.
Oh man, they didn't. Hopefully, the other food is better.
So Wally's got to let us know. Wally becomes our way in now. Do you think Wally will
Yeah.
do it? You think Wally's going to end up in
Well, we
some like?
talked about it. We talked about it on the Baggin' and Braggin'
Was
podcast.
this at
because
2
Corey
o'clock in the
brought it up.
morning on?
It was in the morning. It was at a decent time, but it wasn't without champagne. So
Okay. I mean, I think he has to do it for all of us, right? Doesn't he?
I think so.
He's got to do Vegemite. What else does he have to do while he's there?
I don't know. Meet a kangaroo.
Yes, he's got to get a picture with a Joey in the background, right?
Hey, Bernie. Mark Richard said, "Check your messenger."
Oh,
So
well, I can't
apparently
do that while I'm on here, Mark. I'm 53. I don't even know how computers work.
Look, this
I
is
can't
gonna
believe
be
I'm able to do this.
If he checks his messenger, Mark, we might lose him. But hey, Mark's already in Australia, so I think it's smart. Get there early, get acclimated to the different time zone.
Mark apparently is sending me photos that won't come through mine. What
Mark,
did you do, man?
Whoa. What's going on? I'm assuming it's Vegemite. Is it Vegemite? Did we try
Here we
some?
go. Tap to see.
Okay, what is it?
Oh man, look at that. That's gorgeous.
Is it the coast?
Yes, it's
okay.
gorgeous.
So it's not a Vegemite sandwich. Got it.
Well, it's a shark eating Tony Smith. That's so bizarre. Like, so he's feeling good about. Oh, are those parakeets?
Ooh. So it's safe to say Mark's enjoying his time in Australia. Got it.
So good. Yeah. Sorry. Once again. Off the rails. Way to go.
I think that's cool. Hey, we're getting like the report. He's our reporter on the ground.
There are two. They're actually from their room on their ledge. There's just two parakeets hanging out.
That's cool.
Two parrots, not parakeets. Two parrots. They're just chilling.
Yep.
That's
so
awesome.
Check that off the list.
There's probably like 9 spiders right next to them that could kill them. They don't even realize
Careful, Mark. Hey, watch out for the spiders and snakes. You heard it.
Make sure you check your shoes before you put them on.
Ugh.
That's all I'm saying.
This is not. You are making it sound horrible, Bernie.
It's not. I know. I'm a hater, right? I want to be there so bad.
His FOMO is taking
There's like
over.
9 great white sharks in the water that he just sent to me. Like, can't you see them? They're right there.
just spinning around. Don't go in the water.
Oh,
all
man,
right.
it's gorgeous.
Well, Mark, hopefully you're getting acclimated to the alternate time zone because it's a swap, right?
How's tomorrow doing?
Yeah, how's tomorrow doing? Exactly. All right, guys. Well, we're going to take a break, come back, look at the team's preview for Open number 6 in Myrtle Beach, a different coast, right after this. Welcome back. I got to see the pictures too. Thanks, Mark, for sending those over.
Yes.
Beautiful. Looks absolutely beautiful. So, for everyone there in Australia, we will live vicariously through you and watch out for snakes and spiders. All right. Moving on to Myrtle Beach, which
Mm,
I have been several times. Love it there.
yeah.
We are going to be having open number 6 there, as well as the college championships and the high
Hey,
school championships. Yeah.
Michelle, we got to get you to Myrtle Beach. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of Myrtle, but we got to get you in season at Myrtle Beach because you've only,
I know I only
unfortunately,
go in
seen Myrtle when it's
December.
like it's Myrtle Beach is rough around New Year's because it's for a really small, very nice beach town in South Carolina. There's a pretty large homeless population.
Well,
And,
hello. You know where I live?
well, that's a good point. But I mean, but it's like Myrtle. In the summer, it's people are having the time of their lives. It's always fun. I mean, ask all the Carolina, conference folks that play cornhole all summer long at the
Yeah.
beach there. There's actually I can't remember the name of the hotel resort there where they're playing in front. They've got 50 sets going
Yeah.
all weekend, and it's a whole different vibe because you see it and it's New Year's and it's like, oh no,
I mean,
there's
look,
like there's
I'm
like
on
10
coast.
people on the street, and it's just it's
I'm on
rough.
look, here's the thing. I live in an area that is littered with homeless people, transients. We've got the jail here. It's horrible. So to me, it's that, but with a beach. So,
That's a good
upgrade.
point. And warm water beach
Warm
too.
water, warm
Yeah.
water, a beach, sand. I mean,
Our sharks are a little bit smaller than yours. That's about the only difference.
that's not too bad. So I'm not complaining. All right, I'm happy. But we are going to go there, and we are going to have quite a few events. Looking forward to it every year. This year, though, I'm leaving before New Year's. It's my first New Year's Eve at my own house in many years.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, because I'm just going for the broadcast. So I'll fly in Wednesday. I'll do the Thursday, Friday
Man, you're
night
so
broadcast.
cool. You're so cool.
The only reason is because Nick's not coming. Is Nick's not coming, I'm coming home for New Year's Eve. But
wow.
yeah.
I'm jealous. Look at you. You're special, man. You're basically flying across. You're doing like you're TV, man. That's TV personality stuff. You're in for like a day and a half. All right, thanks. I'm just gonna sign some autographs and I'm out.
I've yet to sign an autograph, but thank you.
Really? Me neither. I've taken a ton of pictures, but I'm waiting for the day someone comes up and I'm gonna be like, priorities, man. Wrong guy.
They'll be sad to know that my signature is illegible. So
Right?
it could
Mine's
be
like
anybody's.
B squiggly line N squiggly line.
Oh man. All right, let's get into it. We've got the Kentucky Colonels versus the Missouri Mays.
Mm,
So we don't have the matchups here. So what we do is we have the list of the teams. Now we don't at this point have the list of attendees yet. So I'm not sure out of these groups who's going. However, this is a large event typically every year. So I would
mm,
imagine that a lot of people on this list are going to be
yes.
present. So yeah, this is good. This is interesting.
Can, yeah.
The Kentucky Colonels, obviously, you have the guys. You have Damon Dennis. You have Sam Finley, Justin Rule, Kimberly Glass, Ryan Hart, Pat Sem, Carter Bennett, Tony Maybell, Mark Burgess, which, oh my God, how many times did I mention Mark Burgess on the draft feed? Somebody grab
You
him.
love Mark Bray. Yeah.
It's so crazy. Bracy Blatton, Brandon Brown, Daniela Luna, David Ryan, Dayton Weber. So which of those they decide they're going to play, we don't know. But we have that team versus now we got Ryan Windsor's team. He's got Cedro Herrera, Stephen Bernasette, Ethan Walker, which hello, Ethan Walker. What a weekend
Right?
for him with the
I
sweep.
mean, what? Are you kidding
Coming
me?
in
Come
hot,
on.
coming in
Yeah.
super hot.
Super hot.
Jalen Jones, Alex Hicks, Vincent Frisch, Justin Duke, Jawan Smith, Damon Reynolds. So quite a few rookies right there. Nate Voyer, Kevin Smith, Nick Mescal, Joe Tyler, Saladiner, Clayton Robertson, and Austin Renard, who is obviously just became a pro, just got his pro card.
Yep.
But what a great pickup for the Missouri Mays.
I mean, all right. First off, Ethan Walker, what's up? You've pulled the triple, only been done by Alex Hicks. Pretty sick, right?
Okay, so I was asking Trey about that. So is Alex Hicks the only one to do that?
As far as I know, if someone else has done it, let us know in the chat.
Yeah,
but as
that's
far
what
as I
Trey was
know,
saying. He
Alex
said
Hicks is
he
the
thinks
only one
Alex Hicks is the one.
to pull the triple. We've had people do the double, but the blind draw is the triple, and I think that I think Alex was the only one to pull that off in the opens. I mean, all right, tangent. You know what I love tangents, right? It's kind of my thing.
Let's go.
All of us all of us as personalities, you know, you and some others that are actually more analysts because you're better at the sport. We had to do our power rankings, our top 10.
Yes.
Hashtag borderline. Jeff and I do that every week.
Whoa.
Um, wow, how about
Whoa.
that? How
Big
about
time
that? Well, not
Bernie.
every week, but we do it a lot. I struggle. Our fearless leader Trey Ryder actually put in when we were talking about some of this stuff earlier today about how it should be very recency biased with a power, a power
Right.
ranking. I
Right.
struggle with it. Do you not struggle with that? Because like for me, I've still got people in my power ranking that I think are going to be there at the end of the year. I do
Well,
have a
it just
lot of
feels weird.
recency in there,
I
but
mean, like,
it's
I
tough.
couldn't take Jamie Graham out. I just couldn't
Exactly.
take him out.
I've still got him too. I mean, I've still got him high. I mean,
I
at the end of
moved
the
him,
day, yeah.
but I couldn't take him out. So and obviously right now he's not playing the best, but
Well, how about a
he's
Devin Harbaugh? Like
yeah. I
if
know,
you're
but
going
he's
off
still at
of
the end. He's still at the end, so he just, you know what I
yeah,
mean? He's not
yeah,
getting
true.
out early.
No,
So I
that's
think
true.
that's different. But Matt Guy, Brett Guy, there were times when this weekend when I was like, oh man, like they're doing great. And then there's times like, it just seemed like Matt would miss some of his airmails and then the other team got way up on him. And then Brett Guy was missing left. And I don't know. I'm not totally sure about that situation. I mean, I know that they have a lot of obviously time playing together before he was
Yeah.
with Jamie and Brett was with Eric, but yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, like, all right, so power, we all had to put this in, and I'm sure you folks are going to see it in the next day or two on social media. But like, all right, two of the people that are in my top 10, Jeremiah Ellis, Ryan Trader. You can't take away what Ryan Trader's done. You can't take away what Jeremiah Ellis has done. I'm still of the mindset that the open season is amazing and it's awesome and way to go. But it's not the level of tension you're going to see. And it's changed this year. We're not calling them nationals. We're not calling them shootouts. You have 8 events. Those 8 events are going to be a very different level of tension. Do we see the same thing, from some of those players? Do we get an Ethan Walker showing out on one of those 8 weekends like we did at an open?
Right.
I don't know. And so I
Yeah.
hesitate. Like, it's so hard for me because if we're going off recency in our power ranking, doesn't Ethan Walker have to be in now that he's done this? Right?
Well, I don't think one event is enough. I
I
think
agree.
recency still takes in a few events. I don't think it
I
has to
agree.
take in the one
Well,
that
that's why
just
Ryan
happened.
Trader has to be in, right? That's why Jeremiah
Absolutely.
Ellis has to be in.
But going back to looking at this,
Yeah,
so
sorry.
let's
Sorry.
just
I went
say
down the
Matt.
road a little bit there.
No, you're good. I was just saying though, like let's say Matt and Brett Guy play Ryan Windsor and Isidro Herrera, who used to be pro partners.
Hmm.
Who are you picking there?
Wow. It's funny you say that because knowing Ryan Windsor and how he put this team together a few times last season, I see him not playing with Isidro. I see him like trying to, Ryan's smart enough, I think, that he's
He
going to
might
say,
play
all
with
right,
Austin.
I've got 3 or 4 people here that I can put with 3 or 4 people where maybe I can get 4 wins. And if I sneak another one, that's, you know what I mean? Like he's looking at himself. He can put himself with someone. He can put Ethan Walker with someone. He can put Alex Hicks with someone. And all of a sudden you've got 3 really, really good teams. Now, I thought he made the mistake a couple times last season of trying to really upload at the one spot, right? Your first
Mhm.
game trying to get that win. And that's kind of a double-edged sword because if you get that win, great. But now you're trying to catch up in a couple other games. But if you lose, you're behind the 8 ball. So
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he played with Austin. If
oh,
he like let's say he plays
yes.
with Austin. Let's say we go Alex Hicks, Vincent Frisch because they both have that similar style of
Mm-hmm.
play. Let's say you go that could also be Ethan Walker. I don't know what bags the rookies like Nick Mescal,
Sure.
Damon Reynolds, Juwan
Sure.
Smith, Justin Duke. I don't know what bags they're throwing to know who they would team best up with.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Steven Berta said Isidro Herrera. I mean, how about that?
Right.
And then you put one of those rookies with Ethan Walker. And I mean, okay, so let's just say
Yeah.
that's the lineup. Then on the other side, you've got Matt and Brett Guy. You've got Damon Dennis with maybe like a Kimberly Glass. They both are bag runners,
Right.
fast bags. I think they're both ultra too. At least she was last year. And then, Pat Sem too. Pat Sem could go with Damon
That's
Dennis.
yeah. Yep. Yep.
Those are bag runners.
Right.
And then
Um. like don't you think that Ethan Walker has a lot to prove? Like I think, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot of the time. Ethan's last few bags in team competition last year are bags he never wants to think about again.
This is what
For
I
those
said
that
on.
remember, it was
I
it
said
was
on around the ACL. I said because we're talking about like how he's evolved and like his mental game is evolving. It's even gotten evolved since last season, and I said I agree with that, but the main thing that I think Ethan Walker needs to work on is just slowing down. I don't even necessarily mean like how
no.
fast
I know
he
exactly what you're saying, and that's 100% right. That's a
it's like
great
his
call.
rhythm can be quick. Like there's plenty of players that have fast rhythms. I don't think his rhythm has to slow down, but I can feel it's like as someone who works in the world of psychology and like nervous system, like I can see
Yes.
how quickly his brain is
Oh yeah.
moving and that
100%.
needs to slow down.
A
Now, whether or not
hundred
he
percent.
physically gets the bag off just as fast is fine, but like everything in here needs to go like
I feel like Ethan at times, like, all right, so people like Ethan, I can kind of identify with. Sometimes you're going so fast, you're looking for a rhythm. And I know this makes no sense to people, but, a lot of athletes, regardless of sport, you're trying to find a rhythm. You're trying to find a rhythm, whatever that timing is, you're looking for that rhythm. And sometimes you feel like you have to speed. This makes no sense, but some of us are this way. You're trying to speed up to catch the rhythm. But that
yeah.
rhythm will actually be slower, but you're
Yeah.
actually trying to catch, like you're trying to speed up to get to the rhythm. And I feel like Ethan's that way sometimes. And I think, once again, our sport is so unique in the fact that these are kids. They are kids navigating a professional sport, which
Yeah.
is unbelievable to me because, they're like, we look at it from an adult perspective, right? We're looking at it as fully grown adults. These are kids
But
trying to
yeah, I
find
mean,
their way in it. Like it's so
I tell
bizarre.
Rome all the time, hey, you missed these questions on this test because you're going too fast. You got to slow down. Like these are lessons I'm teaching my 8-year-old
Right.
every day that he struggles with because he wants to be done the quickest. He wants to get
I
it over
understand.
with. And,
I
and
understand. I was
yeah.
that kid. I was that kid 100%. Yes.
So, I mean, I get it. And the other thing is our sport is unique because it has time. So it's not reactionary like a lot of other sports where
Hmm.
everything's just reacting to what's happening in real time. This is more you have time to make decisions, and that gets a little bit iffy sometimes
Well,
to
I
have
mean,
that
now
time.
that we put shot clocks on it, which I love,
Yeah.
I actually do love. I mean, I think that. I mean, if we're being honest, these decisions, because these are intelligent human beings, they can make these decisions in 4 or 5 seconds. And
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
know you need to think about it a little bit here and there, and that's when you call a timeout. But for the most part, everyone knows what shot. Like, but I'm with you. I think Ethan can be so fast in his head at times
Yeah.
that it absolutely affects how good the next shot's going to be. So I wonder if anyone was there this weekend. Tell me, was he just in it? Was he just in the zone? Wasn't even thinking about timing. Wasn't taking time. Wasn't going too fast.
He just relentless with his blocks. He threw a block every time, and you just had to deal with it. And it worked. Like you would be surprised on how low the PPR was,
Oh
things
my
like
god!
that. Like
Oh my
he
god! I can't wait. You know what? Someone write this down. I have to record Borderline here either tomorrow or Wednesday. And if you've been watching any of that, and if you've heard Jeff, McCarriger talk about it, he hates that
he
dirty
does.
style of play. He's all about it. So I
Well, it
can't
worked.
wait. Can't wait to bring this up. This is going to
So
be so
let's
much
let's
fun.
wrap it up, Bernie. Who are you
Sorry.
taking, Colonels or Mays?
I think I'm going Mays. I
Me
think the
too.
Colonels.
I'm
I
going
think
Mays.
I think the Colonels have a lot to prove. I think they were probably one of, if not the most disappointing team from last season. When you look at who they had on their team, I think they had a hard time finding the right matchups. But until they prove otherwise that they found that and they found that rhythm, I think I'm going to take the Mays.
All right. We both took the Mays, so we shall see. All right. Quick break. We'll come back with the next matchup after this. All right, we are down to our last preview here for teams. And next up, we have the Texas Bullywhaggers versus the Chicagoland Spinners. It's really crazy how amazing the Texas Bullywhackers team is, and they obviously went a lot with Texas players, and
Sure.
Florida went a lot with Florida players. And typically, I remember last season when we went to the draft, like Kentucky Colonels did a lot of that regional stuff, and
Yep.
we didn't
Yep.
like
Yep.
it unless you live in Texas or Florida.
Right. Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. I feel you. Yeah.
Then, well, maybe you stay pretty local. So obviously, Eddie Grindersleeve, Caleb Batson. I mean, the best team there is right now.
Yeah. Yep.
AJ Sims, Dylan Turpin, Cameron Kingfisher, Deborah Odom, Braden Wilson, Rosie Streaker, Ernest Cisneros, Mike Harvey, Jared Kufis, Vanessa Fillingham, Eric Sherney, Zach Harris, Brandy McBride, Austin Waskow, and Kenny Tackett. Like we said, we don't know which players are playing, but I have to imagine you're going to see Eddie, Caleb, AJ, Braden, Dylan, at least, right? I mean, they got to be there.
Yeah. All right. Let me, like, I almost feel like Texas might be a little too top heavy.
So you don't like the back half of their field?
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that, but I could see it coming back to haunt them at times.
Well, in this situation, it won't, right? Because they only have to put up 4 teams.
That's true. Yeah, very good point. Very good point. Yeah, yeah.
So it's hard to say that about this specific event, but we'll see when it comes into the pro only events when we have the entire team going up against. But look, we have their top half going potentially. We don't know who's going, but let's say potentially their top half going against Chicagoland. We got Mark Richards, Nico Morales, Tyler Porthras, Timmy Jonas, Jordan Kimbrell, Travis Purser, Frank Verona, Angel Camarena, Zachary Engelkin, Jay Corley, Zachary Lewis, Ashton Spees, David Morse, Craig Polos, Tina Tafoya, and Robert Sperry.
Mm-hmm.
So now, okay, so Mark and Nico, or Mark and Tyler. Who's Mark going to play with? Probably one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I see him playing with Nico. I just think there's a natural fit there. They're so close off the board. Yeah, I mean, I see that working really well. I mean, Jordan Kimbrell's sneaky, man.
Yeah,
he's super sneaky, and you get him with Tyler Porthras and other Carolinas. I mean, I could see that team being dangerous. But then you start going down. I mean, obviously, look, once again, all of these players can play, but it's who do you like? Ashton Spees to me is someone I feel that could be very dangerous in a round limit format.
Oh, Mark said he's playing with Timmy Jonas. Okay, so we got that one.
Okay,
so
wow.
So I think then we're putting that you're here. Nico and Porthras, so they're going to play together because they're pro partners. Mark and Timmy are going to play together. So there's 2 of your teams.
Jordan and Travis probably.
Now you got to pick 2 more. Yep. So let's say Jordan and Travis, Angel and Frank maybe, or who?
Ashton,
we don't know who that.
I like Ashton Spees in a round limit.
Okay.
Even though I think he would be hot and cold, right? I think you could catch Ashton on a heater and he could cause some real damage for you. But wow, it's tough. Remember, I see what you're saying. You're saying. If you're talking 4 teams,
you're going up against Eddie and Caleb and AJ and potentially Dylan or AJ and Braden. Obviously, their team.
All right, so that gives you 2. So where are you going after that?
Dylan and Cameron Kingfisher or Ernest Cisneros.
Sure.
And Rosie, they're both bag runners.
That's true. It's more even than I think. I mean, like obviously Eddie and Caleb as a duo, you've got to give a nod to. But Mark Richards on a team, I don't care who he's playing with. Right. You know what you're getting. It's Mark Richards.
And Timmy's great. I mean, that's yeah. I mean,
right. So
it's hard to bet against Eddie and Caleb. I think
it is.
You have to naturally give it to them. AJ and Braden. I haven't actually physically seen them play together with my own eyes, which I'm sure they're great. They're both great players, but I can't speak to actually watching them play, like I can with Eddie and Caleb.
I love the fact that AJ's playing with Braden. I think that's a perfect professional for Braden.
Team. What a great, I mean, AJ has like 75 kids, he's used to it.
No, but he's so, I mean, he's going to be so good for Braden. He's going to, it's almost as if he's going to, all pros their first year, not all, the vast majority of professionals their first year are going to have some struggles time to time, someplace in there. And I think AJ is going to be perfect as kind of this buffer.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
what a great mentor.
yeah,
But yeah, it's tough. I mean, the both teams, especially like you said, you're playing not all of them. Not you got 4 teams you got to pick out of that.
yeah. All right. So where are you
Depending on
going?
who goes,
Where are you going?
I got to go with Texas.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark.
I just think that Mark Richards is on such a level, but that's only one team.
Mhm.
Wow. So we're going to agree. We're going to agree on both
You're
matchups.
so boring.
I know I'm so boring. I mean, there is a nudge there for me. I can Dylan. I think Dylan Turpin, oddly enough, because there was a time last season where everyone was kind of, at least all of us as announcers, were kind of on the Dylan Turpin bandwagon.
Yeah, for sure.
We were waiting for that one big event. He's going to make that turn. He's going to be that guy. But it kind of went away in the second half of the season. And I think Dylan might be one of those guys. It's like, no, 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 no. I'm
Yeah,
still that guy, right? And
I am
so,
that guy. Yeah.
yeah, and so maybe he has a little bit to prove. You know what? Chi-town. Let's do it. I'm going
Oh,
Chicago land.
okay.
What's up, Mark? Mark sending me pictures from the Australian Open, from the Australian from Australia. So I'm going Chicagoland. How about
So we
that?
both picked the Missouri Mays to
Mhm.
win against the Kentucky Colonels, and then we
Yep.
split for the next one. So I'm taking Texas Bullywhaggers. You're taking Chicagoland
Which
Spinners.
is tough because Eddie Grindersleeve is one of my favorite human beings on the planet.
We
So
know. Like
yeah.
every like open preview with Bernie, like who to watch, like, well, let's talk about
I
Eddie
mean, look,
Grindersleeve.
there's certain people that I think are just unbelievable human beings, and Eddie Grindersleeve's one for me. So,
No, you're not
but
wrong.
it's
You're
tough.
not wrong.
But it's tough. So I'm going spinners. I'm going
Okay.
spinners. There we go.
There we go. So those are our picks. That's happening at the end of the month. I can't believe I'm saying that. Like it's already December. It's bananas.
It's
But here,
almost 2024.
I know it's so crazy.
That is freaky.
Yeah, I know. And if anybody's going to be in Myrtle Beach, it's always a fun time. The college and high school championships will be there as well. Those will be the broadcast. Then the Open takes place after. And
By the
yeah.
way, how great is it for Angel Camarena? Speaking of a player on one of these teams, like he's playing in the college event
Mhm.
last year. This time last year,
He
he's
was
like,
the
am I
college.
good enough? I think
Yeah.
I'm good enough. I'm going to play in college. See what am I? Am I really that good? Am I on that level? But playing in the Carolinas, I'm sure he was playing against guys in
Oh,
that. So he had to have an idea. But wow, what a jump! What a year makes for Angel
yeah. I mean,
Camarena.
and then playing with Colby Shearer, who everybody knows I love Eric Davis. Colby Shearer is going to be one of those players for me where I'm just going to always talk about him. I just love that kid.
I
I love watching him play. So you
I
got
don't
Eric.
know him personally, and I haven't
Oh my
seen him
God, he's
play a
fun
lot.
people.
But when I hear players in the Carolina region talk about him, that's all I need,
Yeah,
right?
he's
The way that
awesome.
they talk about him as a player. So I'm with you. Can't wait to
Yeah,
see what he's going to do.
he's going to be one of those ones for me. Your Eddie Grindersleeve is going to be my Colby Shearer.
I just look Eddie Grindersleeve, going years back before the ACL was what the ACL has become. There were certain people that just went above and beyond that were super nice. Eddie Grindersleeve was one of those people for me that went out of his way to kind of, when we went to Texas, and, just a great, great guy.
Yeah, and I totally agree. I love Eddie too. He's awesome people. All right, guys, we are all done here with ACL Live tonight. We will see you all at the Australia Open. Now,
Wow.
I know that the hours are a little wonky,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
How's the future over there, guys?
yeah. So definitely get your sleep ins because they're going to be watching the lives that Wally will be streaming. You don't want to leave him alone. Come on, Wally needs
Mm-mm.
you from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. All right,
Yeah.
let's get it together. And but yeah, check out the action coming from Australia and then Myrtle Beach after that. So thanks so much everyone for joining me, Bernie. Always a blast.
Absolute pleasure.
All right.